my distinct pleasure to introduce Jana Westerbeek this morning. I'm a personal fan of her brand, of her. She's just beautiful inside and out. She was Gadabout's first intern, where she discovered her true passion in life. Working side by side with her mother, Pam McNair Wingate, Jana helped to create the vision and philosophy that is Gadabout Salon Spas. In 2005, the torch was passed, and today she is co-president with her husband, Frank. Please give a warm welcome to the stage, Jana Westerbeek.
Good morning. So we start every gathering at Gadabout and Verveille. Oh, I'm emotional too. You know, the thing about being on stage when you're growing up, you think it's scary. Well, I like to turn my fear into excitement, like I shared with Claudia this morning. But the emotions that fill your heart when you're about to share, you guys didn't even cry, but look at me, I haven't even started yet. It is an honor and a privilege to be standing here today, and I'm tremendously grateful. And when I heard that little bio, my mother is healthy and well, and she's in Mexico enjoying life. And when I hear that story, it just goes to my soul, because my choice, I never had a plan like these young girls. I kind of just followed the path of life, and this is where I ended up, with a lot of determination and hard work. But it's a beautiful story, and it's a great story to live. So every time we gather at Gadabout at Verveille, we share our mission. And you can be in any room at any time, whether it's 2 people or 15 people or 300 people. And it goes like this: Gadabout Verveille commits excellence to you, our clients, and our community. And that is the beginning and the end of everything we share in our community, and that is our commitment. So I have the opportunity to run and operate and lead the best salon and spa organization, not only in the country, but I think pretty much in the world. And I have the opportunity to share my life with my husband, who's standing behind the chair today, making River and Campbell Tucson women and men look amazing and feel amazing. And I have the opportunity to utilize each and every day to grow and to learn from all of you and from all of the people that I stand by their side every day. So just before I get started, how many of you have ever or would like to sometime visit a Gadabout or have visited a Gadabout or Verveille salon? Oh, I'm amongst my family. Thank you all so much. So we talk a lot about at Gadabout that beauty lives within. And it's kind of an interesting philosophy, because so much of what we do is how we improve the exterior of the people that we see and the people that we serve. And I often ask a new intern or a new employee, as we're having communication classes and conversations about how do I communicate with people and what does it look like? And we think that the most important part is how I feel inside. So the first question I like to ask is, would you be friends with you if you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself? And self-communication is something that I think each and every one of us has to practice every day. When I was a very young girl, I was probably a teenager, I remember my mother telling me to stand in front of the mirror and to find all the things within myself that I loved. And I would practice, and she would say, stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself that you love your body. Tell yourself that you love your hair. Tell yourself that you love your heart. Tell yourself that you're grateful for your eyes and for your hands and for your feet and for your soul. And communicate with yourself about how much you love yourself. Because if you can love yourself, it's so much easier to love other people. So we call that mirror, mirror on the wall. Look inside and you can find it all. I have my Cliff Notes over here on this mirror today. You know, living in an industry where 85% of our employees stand in front of a mirror all day long. And they're not only standing in front of the mirror accepting the reflection of themselves, they also are standing in the mirror accepting the reflection of the guest that's sitting in their chair. And it's such an interesting practice because the mirror will show you exactly what you're looking into to see. And I believe that there have been studies where you are to stand in front of a mirror and smile at yourself for a minimum of 2 minutes a day, so you can really fall in love with yourself every day. And I think in this busy world and the things that we do to lead people and to be entrepreneurs and to find life balance and to go to yoga and to fulfill yourself in all the ways you need to, I think that your soul and your heart and what lives within is one of the most important parts of all. We also talk about how when we're in a group of people and you are given a compliment, how do you accept that compliment? Do you repel the compliment? Do you embrace the compliment? When I tell you, you look great, your hair's amazing, oh my gosh, you look fantastic, do you say, oh, I got up a little late, I didn't have time to do my hair, you know, my clothes are not pressed? What is the story that we tell ourselves continuously about how we look and how we feel? Because would you be friends with you if you talk to your friends the way you talk about yourself? I think that repelling compliments is something that all of us, especially as women, I'm not sure if men struggle as deeply as we do with this, but we spend the morning getting up, getting dressed, doing our hair, putting on our makeup, selecting the appropriate outfit, and I wore my mirror boots today, just so you all know. It's my reflection boots, my power boots this morning. And what do we tell ourselves after we're finished? And you know, a lot of times if you're going to a wedding or you're going to an event, you've spent a little extra time and you've bought a new dress, sometimes we take that compliment. Oh my God, Claudia, you look so amazing today. Sometimes if we're feeling really good, if we filled our spirit, if we filled our heart, if we filled our resources and our reservoir, we end up saying thank you. But I think the most important part of accepting is to accept and not to repel and not to push away nice things that people say. It's so infrequently that we have things that people say that are nice. So, you know, I contemplated all the things I was going to discuss this morning, and I talked about telling you my story of how I ended up here. And, you know, I went to beauty school so I would have something to fall back on. I never thought I was designed to be a hairdresser. My mother was a hairdresser, and when I was about 18 years old, she decided that we were going to move from Illinois to Arizona right before my senior year in high school. And we moved. We started a new life. And I began to be the first intern that Gadabout ever had. And we didn't even have an intern program then. And now we have approximately 300 employees for the last 10 years, and we are truly one of the best, if not the best, salon and spa in the country. And we have developed teammates that we have this process that we call 87%. And 87% of what we do is how we touch our guests with the experience and how we communicate with you when you come to see me. And it goes far beyond a great haircut or a great color. Although that makes us all feel really good on the outside, it's really about how I make you feel while we have an experience together and what that looks like. So I evolved into this career. I ended up marrying one of my interns, and we are celebrating our 29th year of marriage next year. Thank you. To be a woman in this day and age, to be a business owner, to be a mother, to be a friend, to be a community partner, to say yes. To say yes anytime somebody asks you to do something that feels a little uncomfortable. Because it's all the yeses that we say yes to along our lives that help us to become who we become. I would so not be standing here today if it were my choice. I would have never chose, like many of you, to stand up in front of a group of beautiful Tucsonians and share a message from my heart, which is pretty much it's who I am, I would never have chose this. You know, I sit with women that we're in WPO together, and we're in Tucson Leading Women in Business, and we're in Boys and Girls Club partnerships, and Tuna Dito, and Jeanette Mayer from Ben's Bells spent some time with us last week. That's what the bracelets are. There's a little bracelet on all of your table. And this bracelet is a constant reminder for me that kindness is love in motion. And the biggest responsibility of that for all of us is that we have to be kind to ourselves first. And we have to make sure that whatever we're telling ourselves, whatever our self-talk is, we have to fill ourselves up first, or we have nothing left to give anyone else. So it's my mission, it's my vision, my personal goal, and you know, I am never the most important person in the room, but I know if I don't care for myself and guide myself in the right direction, I can't serve anyone, and I can't be of service to any of my employees, any of our teammates, and all of those people that serve this beautiful community. So, I don't even know how many more minutes I have, but all I know is it feels really good to be standing up here. I feel a little less non-emotional. I told myself after I said yes, why did I say yes? I went through the whole rigmarole that we all do. And then I realized that all the things I practice in my everyday life, and I deal with young women and men that are barely out of high school, that have had no experience, that are from broken families, that have great families, all kinds of people. And they come and they sit and we try to talk to them about self-esteem and being courageous and looking into another human's eye, and how do you shake hands and how do you communicate. And it starts with how we help them to communicate with themselves first. And it's a big responsibility, but you know what? It's worth every single moment. So my wish for all of us is that you say yes more frequently. And when you say yes, don't talk yourself out of it. Talk yourself into it. Turn your fear into excitement and enjoy all those things that you would have never created on your own. My other goal is, when you look in the mirror in the morning, see the beauty inside, because beauty actually lives within each and every one of us, so much deeper than some of us ever give ourselves credit for. And the more you tell yourself, I guarantee the more you'll love yourself. And when I ask you, would you be friends with you if you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself? I say yes, I'd be friends with me. And I think the most important part of life, whether you own a company, whether you work for someone, whether you have a career or an adventure, whatever it is that you're doing, is that you show up with all the might you have inside. You fill your own reservoir first, and you make sure that you're sharing it with the world. We live in one of the most beautiful communities I know of, and all of you are making a difference just by being here and how we're communicating with one another. So I'm grateful. Thank you again. And if they ask me next year, I might not say yes, but who would like to have this spot? Mary? You? Thank you all very much.